Welcome to Outlaw Librarians, Jailbreaking the Modern Library, a Peoria Public Library podcast, where we bend and break the rules of the old-fashioned library. Listen while we talk about how librarians are breaking the stereotype of boring, stuffy libraries. Welcome to Outlaw Librarian podcast, a Peoria Public Library podcast. Here we are on episode number 5, and welcome back again. I am here with Amber. She was here when we talked about genealogy a couple months ago. She also works a lot in the local history department, and she tends to go through our old microfilm and our old newspapers. And today we're going to do a special podcast, and we're calling it Old Time Tomfoolery. So welcome back, Amber.
Thank you for having me.
So today, guys, we're going to read some funny, quirky, old-timey news articles that we found amusing, both in wording and just the situation, and we hope you enjoy. So, Amber, go ahead and read your first one.
This one is titled, Became Indignant. Blanche Berksline was locked up Thursday on a charge of being drunk and disorderly. She had just returned from Lewiston, where she had finished a 20-day term in the county jail. When arrested by Officer Watts, Blanche had in the bosom apartment of her dress a pint bottle of booze, and when the officer relieved her of the precious package, she became very indignant and was decidedly of the opinion that Watts was no gentleman, or he would not have invaded the sacred hiding place of the aforesaid pint.
All right, well, way to go, Blanche. All right, this one's called Again the Stork. We stopped the press to announce that the stork has deposited a 10-pound boy with J.S. Gorin of the city, the well-known railroad man. Father and boy are doing as well as could be expected under the circumstances.
This one is Circus Wrecked, Beasts Flee from Johnstown, Pennsylvania, Thursday. The countryside near Evansburg, Cambria Country, is keeping indoors today with the fear of wild animals that escaped when a train hauling Frank A. Robbins Circus was wrecked about 6:30 this morning when wide cars struck protruding obstructions at the Winterstead near Evansburg. The management says all but a hyena and a jaguar have been captured. Several were slightly hurt.
Okay, this one is from Laredo, Texas. Jose Rock confessed in jail that he had murdered Alpinoir Donato, an old man. Mrs. Roque said she saw Roque do it. Donato, reappearing, denied he was dead and asked Roque's release.
Wait a minute!
Ashes to ashes. Residents of Mechanicsville complain bitterly of huge piles of ashes left in front of property, rendering it difficult to navigate. There's one pile in particular on McQueen Avenue in front of Alec Richardson's place that needs attention. We trust that Alec will return from Florida as soon as possible and wheel away the accumulation, and thus give joy to the heart of one lone woman in the thriving suburb.
Invents burglar alarm for auto. This is in Italy. What is probably the most ingenious automobile burglar alarm of the gasoline era has been invented by Signor Amaldi, automotive engineer. Upon leaving the car, the owner sets a mechanism by introducing a plug in a secret place under the dashboard. Any attempt to start the car unless this tiny plug is removed will result in the following. 1. The motor starts and goes dead 10 seconds later. 2. A high-pitched siren starts waking up every cop with a radius of 1 mile. 3. The car doors are automatically locked and the thief can't get out.
A library nuisance. This is to the editor of The Star. I am a patron of the public library and often go there. I have noticed, among other things, some of the women are in the habit of taking half a dozen magazines and going off by themselves into some secluded corner and monopolizing the entire bunch. This is not only bad manners, but it destroys the usefulness of the library and therefore ought to be stopped. A patron.
And our last one is, onions are unlawful. That is to say, barbers just should not eat them while on the job. This is from Waterloo, Iowa. From now on, the barbers of this town will enhance their popularity if they mind a new ordinance. This ordinance prescribes an onionless shave. The man who sits in the chair can close his eyes and not dread that he is in Bermuda. The tonsillerist will have a sweet breath like the lowing kine And the law calculated to produce a whiffless Waterloo. This provision stares at the tonsillerist in the face. It shall be unlawful for any barber in this town to eat onions between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. No barber while shaving a customer shall insert his thumb or finger in the said customer's mouth, shall not discuss the gossip of the town, and shall not use tobacco while working over a chair, shall not insist upon a customer having his neck shaved or his hair singed. Local barbers to indulge in their favorite vice of onion eating will have to take a day off for a Zweeble orgy because there's a $5 fine. As for the other reforms, they are thrown in for good measure.
P.U.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed these articles. They're from the early 1900s from local newspapers and newspapers from around the country. Just some funnies we found while on our everyday work. So thank you for listening to Outlaw Librarians, podcast number 5, Old Time Tomfoolery. Thanks. Thanks for listening to us here on Outlaw Librarians, Jailbreaking the Modern Library, a Peoria Public Library podcast. We strive to break the rules and laws of the old silent libraries and make them fun and exciting again. We hope you enjoyed listening and learning about the new noisy rules of libraries. You're a daisy! The Show Must Be Go by Kevin MacLeod, Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0. Website http://creativecommons.org/licenses/by/3.0/.
Waltz of the Carnies, Kevin MacLeod, Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribute 3.0, license http://creativecommons.org/licenses/by/3.0.